What's cracking? How is everybody doing? Welcome back to Yanga TV. Myself, Tubby. Welcome to episode 4 of CHIBA'S WORLD, where we dive into the world of the Careleaver. The first video we are going to get into is done by myself, of course filmed and animated by the one and only Mr. Chiba himself. I be talking about a subject that I believe is very close to my heart, as I know people that have been in this situation many a times. An individual that's leaving care. They don't know their past and they don't know their future. They don't know where they're from, and sometimes they don't even know where they're going. So they've got to manifest this journey themselves and find themselves within the journey. Can you imagine how confusing, how scary, and how thought-provoking that whole situation could be? So I tried to dive into that world and give you a little bit of an insight of that thought process. You let me know what you think, and I hope you really take it in.
Call them the invisible people, you know. These are the people born into danger with no trust in arms to hold them safer. Born with 2 options, survive or die. Because to live is not to be born to fight for basic rights, like, you know, the basic ones. Like expecting the people who brought you here to care and be entitled to breast milk, but you can't because heroin is more important to her than them being fed. And the guy that's your father don't even know your mother's name. It's a damn shame playing with fate. A mother's biggest challenge to love what they create, but in some cases, it's just an invisible regret due to their mind state. Generational plague. From the estate to the state, given away regardless if we don't cooperate. Sounds familiar, innit? Now I'm going to say the truth and say this as an absolute outsider looking into a world where people refuse to see the proof of the major hardships seen as minute, the loudest begging for help that they put on mute because they're invisible. Imagine being born not even knowing who you are. Your parents didn't want you from the start. In a home where others tried to cover up your past. Learning how to finish when you didn't even get a chance to learn how to start. And if your skin's black or brown, shit, that's the world thrown salt in an open scar. Growing older, knowing the person you call mother and father ain't blood but you love him. Imagine the confusion. Slowly realizing there's no resemblance. Now your soul's always searching for evidence and you're still a kid, still trying to understand what the world is. So even when you felt like you people see you, they didn't see the real you. So imagine everyone can see you, but in reality, you're still invisible. Imagine that. But here's the irony. The invisible may not be seen, but they're the light in the darkness. To think a chance to lead to somewhat normal life seemed far-fetched, but being able to realign your life, literally build your own path step by step. Nobody made that concrete other than your own hands, mixed, laid, left to set. Some steps crooked, some steps cracked. Nevertheless, you believe in your path and take the risk. Step. The invisible may not be seen but always heard, proof of developing their mindset and soul of self. Proving the world wrong, the unseen now the strongest in any setting. Learned from birth the strength to keep growing and then to keep crawling and then to keep building. Laying down that self-taught, self-learned foundation, then to keep it moving. With faith only and determination, solidifying their place as a fully intact human. Knows thyself, knows thy spirit, knows thy soul is one of the strongest amongst the living. So, yeah, there may be invisible people, but deep down, I think they try to use that as a disguise to lay low, like the Justice League and Marvel Shield, because deep down, we all know they are the realest, secret superheroes.
So from poetry and spoken word, all the way to a fully blown documentary. In this next piece, you will see 2 different stories and 2 different sides of the self-entitled documentary, The Life of a Careleaver.
Every year, over 100,000 young people pass through the care system and face numerous disadvantages compared to their peers. At the age of 18, a careleaver transitions into independent living, and it can be a challenge without a safety net if things go wrong. Startling statistics show that careleavers are 30% less likely to be in education, employment or training, 4 times more likely to get in trouble with the police, 4 times more likely to have mental health issues. The Careleavers Partnership trialled a bespoke personal development program to help 10 Southwark careleavers get into education, employment and training. Our short film provides an insight into the lives of 2 careleavers and how they benefited from the 6 weeks intervention.
I guess my starting reasoning behind just the way I got into gym was that I was more overweight than anything.
And I just started eating, and it wasn't because, maybe it was subconscious, but I ate more food just naturally. And by the time I was like 11 or 10, I was basically like, I was definitely obese for my age.
Like, enough people around me were telling me that it's not normal to be the size. Like, am I doing anything with it or like for it? But the idea came to me that I can like there's potential within, you know, like there's I can use the weight or the fortune I already have. So rather than having to like put on weight, I can just establish what I have as a good base and build on from there.
Like a month pregnant when I found out I was pregnant, and then I was homeless at that time, innit? I went to social services. I said, I'm pregnant, you need to house me. You can't leave me out on the road, I'm pregnant, I'm a risk. So they've housed me in some hostel on Old Kent Road, which wasn't safe for me or anyone else that was around. They moved me into one in Brixton. I was in there till basically had my little man. There was just here and there in it, and there was adoption papers that I'm hearing of and just mad things in it. So obviously my baby father took my little boy, and then from there they put me in some hostel. I don't know, I've never really been settled in it. It's hard to get me settled in one place. I like being around people, don't like being by myself too tough. But I've got people around me now, which is my son and my baby father, and that's the motivation to get where I want to go to, do you know what I'm saying? Where there wasn't no motivation before, now there is. The rumour that's going around basically, so when I first met her, I was with one of my friends, a very close friend that I've known from very young. Yeah, he was my brother's friend growing up. Obviously I've run over to him, oh hey, gave him a cuddle. She was there, that's the first time I met her. It felt random, innit? She came outside the pub where I was for hours. I'm debating with him, she was like,
if you don't shut up, I'm gonna push you in front of a bus.
So I was like, go on then, like, I won't step down in it, I'm not like that. So I told her, go on then, and I didn't even see she had anything in her hand, but she had like a black plastic bag with a glass bottle in it. She started hitting me over the head. She think like three, 4 times she must have hit me before the bottle smashed. She kept hitting me with the glass, it was in the bag. And basically when I seen the blood, that's when obviously I went to protect myself. She fucking slit the tendon in my hand as well, basically paralysing 3 of my fingers, like partially paralysing them. And had 6 metal staples at the side and 2 at the back. I've heard from a few of my friends that she's saying that if she sees me, she's gonna stab me up. And I've done nothing to this woman. I don't even know this woman like that.
I really think as a community, as citizens, as brothers, sisters, cousins, the police officer down the road, the politician, the local MP, we all have a responsibility to bring up these young people in the best way that we can by collaboratively and holistically working together to really understand what the root causes are. And we know what the root causes are. There's a lot of things going on in the news, but we see the same problems come up time and time again, where we have all these services that are working towards the same goal, but we're not all communicating and working together to reach a solution.
I'm in a role where there's a lot of space to move in terms of being in the council. I'm able to shift to different departments. I was shown what's available for me and then given a choice to choose what kind of pathway I want to take with that, and also shown people that can be very helpful towards that kind of industry or like that kind of line of work.
I first met him when I was asked to assist with the Unlock programme and to come along and meet some of the young people. And he was the first young person I spoke to. So we started to have a conversation. I was like, what would you love to do? What's your passion? What do you see yourself doing? Part of his Unlock programme would be to have work experience. So he came to us for 2 weeks and he did all sorts. He worked at a conference for head teachers, he did some of our social media, he did packs, he did some finance. We made sure that he covered all of the different experiences that you could in the council.
I prepared so much that anything that they throw at me I can definitely handle, and even if it's something new, I'm able to kind of assess what they're saying and give the right response.
And the day he secured the job was like really special.
There are lots and lots of strengths that I see in Tracy. She's an extremely resilient person. She's had to overcome a lot in her life, and often she's had to do that by herself. There has always been support around her, but I think she's found her own way through life. She's determined. She is somebody who's really able to talk to a whole different range of people. And actually she's able to adjust herself in whatever setting that she's in. So if she has to be kind of more professional, she's able to do that. If she has to relate to another young person, she can do that really easily as well. She is kind. She's extremely gentle in herself. She has the ability to understand maybe where sometimes the decisions she's made haven't always been in the most positive interest for her.
Yeah, slightly crying out for help, innit? Like, but some people don't really know how to cry out for help properly. Say the way that I want to talk to them or something that I want to say. I don't know, I don't feel like I get listened to, innit? So I just don't talk. I don't let them know things that are going on in my life. I try, instead of, like when I was in hospital, they knew about that straight away, innit? But it's like, things that happen on the road, they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. I keep it to myself, like.
So at LEAP Confronting Conflict, we've had over 30 years experience of specialist training within conflict management. We work with 11 to 25-year-old young people within the care sector, within the community, education, and also in the prison sector. So please find us on Instagram or our website, and we'll get back to you. And including myself, I'll be one of the project workers and trainers, so you might get to meet me in person.
Before Unlock, I went to a job centre frequently, trying to find employment, like doing anything really. It was more the kind of job that they were offering. It wasn't anything I was interested in making a career in or going further in. Something new, I guess. It was something I've never heard of, and the way you described it to me seemed like it was definitely something that had a good impression on it. Like it was there specifically for people like myself that may have been at like a crossroads where there was no real direction. What I recall was definitely at the start, I was definitely apprehensive because everyone there was new to me. I didn't know any of the other care leavers or any members of the staff that were there. I just knew that we were all there for the same kind of similar reason of trying to use this program to better ourselves. If all I have to do is apply myself, then that's the least I could do to help myself do better.
I just want them to hear it, innit? Like, they know a lot that I've been through. Like, how do they think that's not gonna affect me in the long term, innit? Like, it's like they expect me to always just have this thick skin to just everything keeps going over my head. It don't go over my head, innit? Like, it just stays there. It gets worse. Do you know what I quite like? It's the first time I've had a fob, first time I've had a key, so I was just run up. Jeez! They moved me into Monday. I ain't really got much at the moment, but better than what most people have.
I think from the outset, Tracy is somebody who can appear to be very loud and brash, and sometimes her exterior is very, very different to what's going on inside for her. So her inside is soft and she's gentle. From the day that we saw the flat until now, with her moving in, she's talked a lot about how she wants it to be a place that her son can come and visit her and where she can be comfortable. She talks a lot about how she wants to make people in her life really proud of her.
My anxiety's over the roof. I can't lie. I used to suffer bad with anxiety, managed to get myself past it. My son was a big help in that as well. Kind of just, when I see him, the anxiety was never there, and I kind of learnt to myself, if he's not there, just think about him, and your anxiety won't be there as well. And I kind of pushed myself through it, innit? And then coming all of this, all I'm thinking about every day as well. Like, I had a kid 2 years ago, and now I don't even know if I'm going to be living to the end of this year. It's the thing of where I feel like they didn't understand the things that I was going through, the mental state that I was in, and I didn't know how to control it, and they didn't know how to control me. So it was like they're trying to help, but they don't know how to help. So I was getting frustrated. I've seen she's tried to be like, raw, like, Trace, I am trying to help you, like, and I see that when we come here, I was what, 10 minutes late or something like that, and she stayed with the landlord in here, and then same day came with me, signed all my papers, got me the keys, because she knew that I didn't know how to do any of it. She knew I didn't know how to. I told her I don't know how to do any of this. I've been thrown in this situation and not knowing how to do it.
There are industries in which young people would like to get into, so the more different industries and the more partners that we have, we can open those doors and opportunities to far more young people that we're working with. Be creative, have larger networks, use different resources, and I think that that's a model that all services should certainly think about developing. If you can offer something, if you can help young people, if you can just spend a little bit more time with young people and helping them to fulfil their potential, you get back so much from that personally, as well as improving their journey.
Community social capital was used to develop partnerships with organisations who could support care leavers to better get ahead.
I started like writing lyrics and trying to sing, and I realised I had a little bit of a voice, and I didn't believe in myself too much. So I hope you can build my confidence in this compartment, because I got a lot of confidence everywhere else, I'll be real. I want people to hear me for who I am, even if it means that I go to a local pub and sing for a local crowd and they enjoy my talent. I'd rather that than be a big celebrity that has nothing.
There is nobody else I've ever met that's like Tracy. She really is a unique individual in so many different senses, and that's what kind of makes her stand out.
Won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
So from a documentary to an individual opening their heart, just like a book, telling their truth, being completely honest and showing pure vulnerability. This is Charde telling her story of being a care leaver and being an individual that was once in care.
Travelling through life, you come across everyone else's definition of a care leaver. We seem to begin as a mourner or griever, longing for the life that died with a knock of a hammer. We are titled in abbreviations across countless professionals' paper, known by guardians we only know as a senior stranger. Before care, we hear ignorance mistaken as facts, and so when social services turn up to your door, you feel attacked. By the time you leave care, you don't know how to stop the act. Opening up only seems a way to be packed into a box to be ransacked. Like there's a target on your back, but you're backed into a corner with a claim to help. You attract the lies from people wanting to tick their boxes so they don't get sacked, to keep their jobs intact, and so they continue to extract. After care, we are bombarded with the stereotypes we have no way to leave behind. Not all of us make it to the next stages of life. Some of us fractured with wounds like soldiers and war cries, from mild PTSD to attempted suicides. Repeated cycles like amusement park rides, therapists attempted therapy and routes we haven't yet tried. Some healed but not completely, fitting into the box where they think they should be, maintaining the standards of outsiders, feigning the feel of being free without knowing what it really means. But what does it mean to actually be listened to, with no ulterior motive coming through, just a will to let you be you, whether you feel good or feel blue, just a way for you to be true, to be who you are when the curtains close and you've nothing to do, when you're left with your life, but professionals haven't got a clue. Unlock it. A place where I can be me, where I'm not afraid of what people see because I'm not speaking to help their delivery, just a chance to build on the person I refuse to let myself be, to release the voice I trapped inside of me, where there's no judgment on we can all feel at ease, built for our benefit and ours only, so we can reflect on our hopes and dreams in a way that's not about anyone else. It's what I want it to be, so I can speak freely about the things that have troubled or still troubles me, unlock the real me and not be afraid to bring out the key, let it shine. My true identity, personality without fear of what it could mean if they tick the wrong box and where that would leave me. Reflect on progressing, whilst team building, relating, elevating, coming out of my name being acknowledged with initials, but instead I feel belonging. Filling this gap of acceptance that I've been longing, no longer feeling wrong in a social setting. Feeling like my potential is noticed and I'm not pretending. Unlocking all the doors I've been knocking. Finally, I'm not locked in the box. Careleaver had me blocked in. From careleaver to care leader. No longer lost in this system.
I don't remember when I wrote something this deep, except last night when I was signing platinum and gold plaques in my dreams. Thanking my team and the haters, cause I've been grinding longer than Tony Hawk's skateboard. My house was big, my rims were chrome, my pockets so deep they beyond Giggs' voice tone. Got in the Lambo, yeah, Murcielago, easy. With Tubby Boy on a replay, shift the first gear, I lift the clutch, I spin it up like a DJ. Living my life like a superstar, big cars, fat yards, ladies with booty, sweeter than chocolate souffle. Having a status so exclusive I can't put it on Facebook. Be breaking next the way the swag be looking painful. They said my lifestyle weren't fast. It was Jaguar, XFR, supercharged as I laugh at the Novas and the Tigras that I blow past. Smile when I pull up to my garage car. It's bigger than my old yard. Step out the car with my lady looking lovely. She be on a Tony the Tiger, the way a tiger mink be looking fresh and the neck be looking frosty. Open the front door with no keys, no cards. Took me a second to find the right one, cause my portfolio be looking like Kinley folk cards. See, my mama had no mortgage, my family's all sorted. My dad's furniture, cars and clothes are all imported. Every week a brand new investment. The way this cash be laying on each other, you would have thought Queen Lizzie was a lesbian. They said every day was my birthday, the way I be getting cake, but that's never enough. My pocket's always looking sick, swollen and fat, like they got mumps. And I woke up every morning feeling outstanding. Looking at my window, what a picture from a top of a mountain. Now that's peak, but what's deep? My pockets when I open them up and tell Queen Lizzie to take a seat. I had that tap water money, the way it kept flowing in. Miss Bank accounts are beast and she ain't never dieting. Sitting on a G6 flying in. Nothing comes in singles, they only buy in tens. The Bentley, the Benz, the jewels on the rings, the cribs, cars close, top of the range. They be the creme de la creme, woo! But what's funny though? Before my money grows, my alarm goes. And I woke up to reality. Tired, struggling, and broke. What a dream. So boom, that's it. Thank you all for locking in right here on Yanga TV, Sky Channel 186, where we dove into the world of Mr. Chiba himself, the man behind the cam, the visionary, the super videographer. Make sure you all download the Yanga TV app, stay locked and stay updated at all times. Lastly, I'll personally say bye-bye from myself, Tubby. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, love, peace, and chicken grease.